Hi guys, welcome to our third example on this series of how to find limits algebraically. So now I'm going to be doing two examples in this video. So let's jump right ahead. So the question is, find the limit as x approaches 0 of 8 sine x over 3x. So now the thing that you have to notice here is that you're given 8 sine x over 3x. And now if you plug in the 0, this will be undefined because the denominator will be it won't be undefined. It will just give you an error in the calculator, and then if you plug in the 0 here, it will just give you an error. So that's not allowed. So what you do is that since you're given sine x over 3x, this part will give you a 0, right? So now what you do is that you take the coefficients of the top and the bottom. So your answer will just be 8 over 3. Now I'm going to illustrate this more on the second example of this video. So on this second example, you're given limit of x approaches 0 of 1 minus cos x over x. So you're given 1 minus cos x over x. Now the first thing that you have to recognize is that on top you have two terms, 1 minus cos x, and then at the bottom you have x. So if you're given two terms, that should hint to you that you have to multiply by the conjugate base of the top function. So the conjugate base here in this one is 1 plus cosine x. What you do on the numerator must be done on the denominator. So 1 plus cos x. So multiplying by 1 plus cos x both on the numerator and on the denominator simply means that you're just multiplying by 1, because 1 plus cos x over 1 plus cos x is 1. So that means you actually didn't ruin anything on your problem. So you put your equal sign here, and this one at the top multiplied by 1 cos x simply gives you 1 minus cos squared x. And then here at the bottom, just roll this out, sorry for my crooked line. Here at the bottom you get x multiplied by 1 plus cosine of x. I'm gonna grab another sheet of paper so that we continue from there. Okay, so now here is what you have. All right, so what you do is that 1 minus cos squared x is an identity of, let me just put this in the middle, 1 minus cos squared x is an identity of sine squared x. So you put your equal sign here, so the top is sine squared x, right? And then denominator still the same, which is x times 1 plus cosine of x. Yeah, okay. So now that I have a continuous part, okay, let me just take this out. So you put your equal sign here, and then so what you're gonna do is that you're gonna split this into two separate functions. Okay, they're gonna be the same, but then you're just gonna multiply both of them. So you have sine x over x, and then you're gonna multiply it by sine x over 1 plus cosine of x. You're simply doing this so that you can find limits of both functions. So on this part here, you can notice that this is somewhat similar to an example that we had previously, where we had it's this one, the first example, where we had 8 sine x over 3x. And then we said this one approaches 0, but then we're just going to take the coefficients of the top and the bottom. So we're still going to do the same thing here. We're going to say limit, okay, limit as x approaches 0 of sine x over x multiplied by limit, so that it's much more neater, and then you remember actually like what you're looking for. 0. Sorry, why does this keep on moving? 0, and this is sine x over, sorry guys, sine x over 1 plus cos x. I am really sorry about this. Okay, let me try and write it like this, cosine x. Sorry about that. So now we're going to continue from where we left off. So the limit as x approaches 0 of sine x over x. Now if you remember from our previous example, we had 8 sine x over 3x, and then we just took the coefficients of the top and the bottom. So that's what we're going to do here as well. So we have 1 at the top and we have 1 here. So this limit is just 1 multiplied by the limit as x approaches 0 of sine x over 1 plus cos x. What you're going to simply do here is that you're going to plug in the 0. So you're going to have sine, you're going to plug in this 0, this one, sine 0 over 1 plus cos 0. So if you plug this on your calculator, you're going to get 0 on this part. So it's going to be 1 multiplied by 0, which is going to be 0. Yeah, so you're gonna say 1 multiplied by sine 0 over 1 plus cosine 0, which is just gonna be 1 multiplied by 0, which is 0. Because this part here, if you plug in 0, you just simply get 0. And then 1 times 0 is 0. So there you have it. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them on the comment section below, and make sure that you subscribe for more videos.